بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على خير خلق الله نبينا محمد النبي الأمين، صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. Inshallah, tonight we have a very short surah, Surah Alttakthur, surah number 102. It talks about the increase. Takathur means increase. But what type of increase we talking about? Allah Azza wa Jalla in the beginning of this surah says, Alhaakum at-takathur. Alhaakum means get you or distract you the increasing, or the increasing diverts you to go to a different direction, meaning that you you are extremely busy with the increasing. But what type of increasing we talking about? As Imam al-Tabari rahimahullah in his tafsir mentioned, that in the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, some of the Sahaba, they were um, saying that we are a lot in terms of number, because the Sahaba, they belong to different tribes. So some of them, they were proud that our tribe has so many numbers. So Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying, Al-Hakum al-Takadr, the Takadr, the increasing in the number, it keeps you busy. Hatta zurtumul maqabir, until you go and visit the graveyard, meaning that you die, or the big number that you have becomes small because of members of the tribe dying and going to the graveyard. So because of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to the believers not to get busy with that. That should not get you busy and distract you from the worship in pleasing Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And that's a dars from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us, that a lot of times the number doesn't matter. You could have a tribe that has so many numbers of members, but at the same time, they're not doing anything. They're not effective, because what matters is the brain, is the work, how we work together, how we supporting each other. So always a number is not something important. And we notice in Ghazwat Hunayn, when the Sahaba were a lot, they said, لن نغلب اليوم من قلة. We will never be defeated today because of a small number. We are a lot. And what happened? The Sahaba got defeated because they did not follow the instructions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whenever that happens, so you will never get the victory. So the number doesn't matter. And even in the animal, if you watch some animal documentary, you can see a herd of buffalo. They are a lot in one lion chasing them, and they're running away, and the lion will be successful to hunt one of them. So the number doesn't matter all the time. Sometimes you have less kids. Some people they are not happy because I'm not able to have more kids. My brother has 10 and I only have one or I have two. Always be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That one child that you have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could bless that child. If that child is blessed, he can do more than 10 children can do. بإذن. So because of that, always the number does not matter. So that some of the Sahaba or some of the people in the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they were being proud of their tribe, the Qabila, that we have more people, so we are better, and this and this and that. And that makes them to get busy, not to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah is telling the Sahaba, or those who were being proud of their number, Alhaakum al-takathur. The takathur, the increase in number, get you busy. Get you busy from what? From the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. حَتَّى زُرْتُمُ الْمَقَابِرِ. When you visit their graves and you see a lot of members of your tribes being buried and they dying, you know that's nothing. What matters is the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also other scholars of the tafsir said, Al-Hakum al-Takathur. Also, it talks about the takathur in terms of the wealth. That the takathur, the increase. We're always busy to increase our wealth. We're always busy to increase the pleasure of this life. We are being busy, not focusing on the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we are busy this way until حتى زرتم المقابر, until we visit the grave, meaning that until we die. We're just busy, always want to make more money, always want to have more pleasure, always want to do this and this and this and that. And we don't have time for the worship for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until we go to our graves. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, no matter what happens, you can enjoy your life, you can seek, you can work hard to get more money, you can work hard to get the pleasure of this life, as long as it's in a halal way, in a way that's permissible Islamically. That's not a problem, but that should not get you distracted from the worship, which is pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. حتى زرتم المقابر. That no matter what you do, no matter how busy you are, running after this dunya, you're going to go to the grave, and that's the end of this life. So it's better for you to focus. As you enjoy your life, make sure you are doing what you're supposed to do religiously. So when you go to the maqabir, you have a great life, inshallah, in your grave, because the grave is the first stage of the akhirah. It's the first stage of the akhirah. If you did well in life, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open a window from paradise for you. If that person, is to be in hellfire, so a window from hellfire will be open for that person. And also there is adab al-qabr, the punishment in the qabr. This is one of the things that we believe as believers, that once you go to your qabr, Munkar and Nakir, two angels will ask you three questions. Who's your Lord? Who's your prophet? And what's your religion? Whoever was doing well in his own her life, they will be able to answer the proper answers. All of us know the answers for these three questions. But whoever was not doing good in their lives, they will never be able to answer these three simple and basic questions. So حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلم. كلا سوف تعلمون. كلا, no, meaning that this being busy to get increase in terms of your life, your wealth, and your pleasure should not be more than your hard work in terms of the worship. The worship always has to be over this life, because the main purpose of being in this life is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. كلا سوف تعلمون. You will know, meaning that when you go to your grave, you will know that what you were doing in your life was something pointless. You spend your whole life just running after this dunya, and this dunya is so short. And then you go to the long life, the permanent life, and you have nothing. You did not do anything in the short life, which is the life of work. So the permanent life, the life that you should rest, you do not have anything. You will know when you go to your grave that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in this surah is true, and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining in this surah is great. ثم كلا سوف تعلم. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will repeat that as confirmation. Indeed, ثم كلا سوف تعلم. No, you will know. No, meaning that do not get busy running after this life. You will know when you go to your grave that running after this life is not something that you're supposed to be doing, because this life is so short and the permanent life is whenever you die. And that what you should be working for in order for you to have a very good life in the hereafter. بإذن الله. كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says كلا, meaning that no, لو تعلمون علم اليقين. If you know the knowledge of certainty, you know the knowledge of certainty, which is what we have to have in our hearts. What does that mean? The knowledge of certainty, that means that we have to have the belief. When we pass away, there is an akhirah, there is a grave, there is munkar wa nakir, there is judgment, there's hisab, there's a lot of things that will happen when we are to pass away. So that's ilmul yaqeen. You have to have that ilm. If you have that knowledge of certainty, that's in you all the time. I believe that whenever I die, whenever I die, the life is going to change, and I'm going to go to the serious phase of the life. If you have that, bi'idhnillah, that's going to help you and support you in this short life to do best and to do better, bi'idhnillah. لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. Pass away, and you go to the hereafter. It's going to happen. لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. You're going to see the Jahim. The Jahim is the hellfire. And this is one of the names of hellfire, of Jahannam, hellfire. It has so many names. Lava, Sa'ir, Saqar, Jahim, Jahannam. Jahannam because it's so deep. And so many names. So لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. The knowledge of certainty is that for certain, you are going to see the Jahim, the hellfire. Whoever does good, inshallah, Allah will save him or will save her from that hellfire. Whoever does bad will end up being in that hellfire. ثم لترونها عين اليقين. And then verily you're going to see عين اليقين, with the eyes of certainty. 100% that's going to happen. So the hellfire is something certain. It's something 100% true. It's something that we always have to keep in mind. It's not a joke. It's not something that we should be thinking, oh, maybe or maybe. No, it's 100%. It's certain. No doubt, no joke about it. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. لترون الجحيم ثم لترون عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. Allah. Last ayah of this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم. Then you will be asked about the pleasure. When you go to the hereafter, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala will ask you about the pleasure. What pleasure are we talking about? What pleasure are we talking about? The scholars of Tafseer said two different things. So the first opinion of the scholars of Tafseer, they said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hereafter, who asked about the pleasure. What pleasure are we talking about? As-sihha wal-faragh. The time and the health. The health that you had when you were alive. What did you do? What did you do? How did you spend your life? What were you doing? You're going to be questioned. You're going to be asked. SubhanAllah, a lot of us, we wake up and we sleep not achieving anything. And the reason why a lot of us have a lack of, we don't have goals for your day to be productive, in your life to be productive, to do something good in your life. You have to have goals. A lot of us don't have goals. We just wake up, eat, and go to work and sleep. That's it. That's what everybody's doing. And that's a part of life. And that's not a goal. I think that's a goal. That's something, that's a part of life. You have to have goals. What do I want to be next month? What do I want to be next year? What do I want to be in 10 years? You must have your goals outlined. So this is what I'm working for, and this is what I'm working for. Once you have the goal, so then you have a direction. You know where you're going, just like a destination. When I leave the masjid right now, if I don't have any goal, where am I going? I'm going home. So that's a goal. I know the direction. So then I can work towards going to that destination. The same thing in your life. When you have goals, so then you have a direction. But you don't have goal, you don't have any direction. And Allah will ask you about that in the hereafter. And many of us like that. We just wake up, eat, go to work and sleep. That's it. You must have goals. You have to have goals and you have to work towards them. So once you have the goal, you have a direction. You know where you're going. So then you have to set how you're going to to proceed in that direction. You have to have a plan. And you have to have it in a way that inshallah is going to be doable. A lot of us have goals. We may have simple goals, but we make it too complicated to achieve that goal by forcing ourselves to do things we cannot bear. You have to work, you have family, you have so many responsibilities. So make sure you fit that into your schedule in a way that's going to be doable, something that's going to be easy on you, something that you're going to enjoy doing. So don't kill yourself not doing other responsibilities and say, oh, I have a goal, so I'm going to give everything of me to that goal. I don't go to work, or I go to work, but even when I'm at work, I'm going to be working towards that goal. No, you have to balance yourself. You have to balance yourself. You have a goal, and you have a plan, how you want to work for. You set a time. I want to achieve it in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years. And you have steady pace, and inshallah, this way, you're going to achieve your goal. So that's very important. Allah will ask us about that. يسألون يومئذ عن النعيم. The na'im is the pleasure. What pleasure are we talking about? Some scholars of Tafseer said it means the صحة and the faragh, the health and the time that you have. You're going to be questioned for that. So every minute of your life matters. Every minute of your life, you're responsible. You're going to be held accountable in the hereafter, and Allah will ask you, what did you do in your life, in this minute and in that hour and in that day and in that month and in that year? So very, very important. Set your goals and have a direction, have a plan and work for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you and support you. And other scholars of tafsir said that تسألون يومئذ عن النعيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means that you'll be asked about the pleasure, not the صحة and the farah, not the time and the health, but the na'im, the pleasure, anything that you had in this life. The food that you are able to eat every single day and enjoy it. The peace of mind that you are able to have every single day. The car that you are able to drive every single day. The roof that you have over your head. Everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed you with, you're going to be asked about that. How did you use it? So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you a blessing, give you a ni'mah, give you something, you have to use it in a way that's pleasing to Allah ta'ala. If you do the opposite, you're sinful. And when you're sinful, you're in trouble. When you're in trouble, you are you have gone astray. So because of that, you want to make sure what you do with whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses you with, you use it in a way that's pleasing to Allah ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us about the money, the wealth that we have, how we've been using it, how we did use it in this life. What did we do with the money? Did we use it in a way that supporting ourselves and supporting our family, making sure we have what we need for ourselves and our family, and being hardworking people, and whatever we earn, whatever we make, we spend that in our family. So some people, they make the money, but they use it in things that's pointless and things that does not benefit them, nor benefit their families. So you're going to be asked about that. Even one luqma, one bite of food you eat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks you about that. You thank Allah ta'ala for eating that bite. Eat, say Alhamdulillah. So many people are not able to eat. You sleep, say Alhamdulillah. So many people are not able to sleep. They in fear. They can be killed at any time. Anything could happen to them. So say Alhamdulillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you about any blessings. Did you thank Him? And did you use that blessing in a way that pleasing to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala? And very importantly, also the money that you have to the sadaqah. It's important. I talked about the zakat in many short videos, and some people are confused, saying we how come we only pay the zakat from our savings? That's the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and not making the rules. That's what the scholars of Islam stated in the books in the books of the ilm. So alaykum salam. Whenever you have something saved, remain, that which you have to pay the zakat from. So the income you're making monthly, as long as you spend in it, there's no any zakat. If nothing remains, no zakat. But that doesn't mean because I don't have to give the zakat, I don't give the sadaqah. I don't have to give the zakat, but I give the sadaqah, the voluntary charity. I give sadaqah every single day if I can, even if it's $1. If I don't do that every day, I do that weekly. If I don't do that weekly, I do that monthly. If I don't do that monthly, at least I do that in Ramadan. Give the needy people for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make them happy. And that what's gonna bless your money. And even if you're not making enough, you don't have savings. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will bless your money, and you're gonna be making more and more and more. So inshallah, don't get confused between the zakat and the sadaqah. The zakat is something because Islamically, Islam looks at you if you are making money, and that money you are using it wisely and responsibly. I have a family, whatever I'm making, I'm spending that money on my family, and nothing remains, no sadaqah, because in Islam, you are not defined as rich. Islamically, who is rich? The one who has something remains, something in his hand, something that he owns. So the month of Ramadan comes, other than the income that I'm making monthly, I have money that I've been accumulating throughout the year, and I have 3,000 or more. So that's the definition of someone who's rich. So from this money that's sitting in your possession, you have to give the zakat. But if I don't have anything in my possession, except the monthly income that's going to come to me, whenever it comes, I'm using it for my expenses. There's no any zakat. That's the reality, that's the truth, and that's how Islam is. Because in Islam, the zakat is not income tax. It's not about how much you make. Because you're making $10,000, you have to pay the zakat. You may be making $10,000, but you're supporting your family, you're supporting your mother, your brother. You have a lot of people that you're supporting in your country. There's a lot of people in such situations. In such situation, they supporting their family in here, and they're supporting families overseas. So if someone is doing that, why do such person have to pay zakat? He doesn't have to pay zakat. Nothing remains. Whatever he has is spending it in a wise way. He's not extravagant. He's buying whatever he doesn't need. No, he's doing it wisely. No zakat. Zakat is in whatever money remains throughout the year, inshallah. And you have to have the nisab. So if I'm just having every month just 300, and then 3 months later I spend it, nothing remains, so no zakat. So we're talking about you have 3,000 and you maintain that for 12 months, 3,000 or more. If that happens, then you have to pay the zakat. And I'm talking strictly about someone who is just doing a regular job. When you're doing business, the store is different. You have a store, so the zakat is in the income you're generating from that business, and also the zakat in the merchandise that you have in your store for sale. So I have a grocery store. So when I give the zakat, I've been generating money throughout the year. So that money is going to keep accumulating. So that I have to pay the zakat as long as I have 3,000 and more from the money I'm generating from that business. So that's just like income. Okay. And then whatever I have in my store, any merchandise that I have for sale, I have to pay the zakat from the value of whatever I have in my store. Same thing if I'm a car dealer, I have a car dealership. So when it's the time to pay the zakat, I'm generating money, so I have to pay the zakat from the money I'm generating from this dealership, and also have to pay the zakat from the cars that I have in my dealership for sale. So how much the worth of the cars that I have, 100,000, 200, 500, whatever the value is, you have to pay the zakat from the value of the goods, of the items that you have in your shop for sale. So that's how the zakat works with someone who just doing a regular job, making money, and whatever he makes, he's spending all of that wisely. We talk about wisely. We talk about someone who's extravagant, buying whatever he doesn't need, and that's a different topic. Okay, we're talking about the zakat. So if that happens, you have to pay the zakat as long as you own 3,000 or more, and the money keeps accumulating, inshallah. So jazakumullahu khairan wa baraka fikum. That's the end of our lecture for tonight. Surah Al-Takthur, Surah number 102. So jazakumullahu khairan for watching. Baraka fikum. Surely, inshallah, we're going to say Salatul Isha, Salatul Tarawih. وصلى اللهم وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه.